Today I'm going to go over my seed choices for 2026, including the ones that I have left from last year and that I'm going to get from this catalog. First thing I want to get for next year is Agastache. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm going to go with this one. The Fragrant Delight Mix. I'm just going to mark all of these little post-it note arrow thingies. This is so when there's a good seed sale, I already know what I want to get and I can just get it. This is for the ones that I need to buy in February. The ones that I need to buy in March or April for the summer, and then these are for fall. Probably not going to need them. It's a little early for planning that far ahead. And I still have plenty of fall seeds. So, I ran out of basil seeds this year. I wanted to try lemon basil. And I was thinking maybe a purple basil too. Oh yay, beans. I already have bean seeds. Alright, so I've got these ones from last year, which my family loves, so we will definitely be planting the dragon tongue again. I don't think they're probably next, but I got runner bean seeds that I bought for the fall last year, but I never actually got around to planting them. The temperature dropped way too quickly. So, next year. But I want to get a bean that's for shelling. I think I'm going to go with the Good Mother Stallard. Beans. Oh, beans. Alright, well, I'm in the Asian greens section. So I have the Winter Choy and the Tatsoi from last year. Since I'm not in camera. There we go. These are from last year. I tried to grow them in the fall. Unfortunately, the squirrel dug them up. Barrage. I have barrage seeds somewhere. Here we go. These are old from a different seed company. I've still got quite a few of those, and to be honest, I don't think I even planted them this year. They were just they came up on their own. They reseeded and came up on their own. Alright. Broccoli! Also something I have from a long time ago. Although I don't seem to be able to grow this if my life depends on it. The plant will grow, but I never get ahead of broccoli. Not once have I gotten ahead of broccoli. But I'm going to keep trying until I run out of seeds. Alright, carrots. These ones. These in the spring. Okay. I got the package for these somewhere. They were my free gift last year and they were amazing. And so I'm going to buy some this year. I still have those rainbow carrots as well that I'm trying to use up. These are not as good. And I just want to use up all the seeds here before I buy more carrots. But these were just so delicious. I'm buying them anyway. Cauliflower, my worst nightmare. Not even gonna try. Celery. There we go. Still got a handful of those left. They grow, not big. I can't seem to be able to get them big, but decent sized. Enough to make stock out of anyway. Alright, and I want a Cockscomb. Alright, I'm inclined to go with that one. Chives. To buy or not to buy? I don't have chive seeds left, but I have chive plants out there. So I think I can skip buying them this year. Cilantro. Nope, it's parsley. Cilantro. I still have quite a bit of these left, plus it tends to seed itself anyway, so it always comes up with some of its own anyway. So, no cilantro needed. Corn salad greens. Somewhere around here. Corn salad greens. I got these. Another thing that the squirrel dug up. He was a real menace in my garden in the fall. Ah, cucumbers will never happen in my garden again. I just can't get them to grow. The squash or cucumber beetles munch way too quickly. Way too quickly. Okay, I am out of dill. I'm inclined to go with the elephant. Ah, I was talking about echinaceas as well. Especially because they say drought tolerant. And I have problems with watering certain areas of the garden. It's too hard to get at. These are just really pretty with the hot pink and the green. Eggplants. Somewhere around here. There we go. I got those. In fact, that's what those are. So, I don't need to buy those. I still have kales and colored. I have that kale. It says Red Russian on the cover, but I'm not sure it's actually Red Russian seeds. I do know that it is my perfect aphid trap. It is quite honestly disgusting how many aphids are on it. At the end or even in the beginning of the year. So I have taken to using it as an aphid trap and not actually trying to eat it. Lettuce. I am going to buy lettuce, but I also have some lettuce. There we go. So I have these two lettuces left. I have a handful of these. And these aren't open yet. They were my free gift in the fall. And it was too late to plant lettuce at the time. So I saved it for the next year. But I also wanted to get a little more because lettuce oddly seems to grow. Kale, collards, broccoli, no, aphids munch on it. But lettuce, they leave alone. So I'm just going to go full on salad this year. And I already know which one I want because I saw it last year. There. I want the Heirloom cutting mix. Marigolds. I still got marigold seeds. Now, I know that they don't grow as great the second year, but based on sheer amount, I should still get some marigold plants. Next year I'll buy a smaller package. Ah, milkweed. I want some, but it doesn't want me. I don't know, I tried to grow last year, but it was not having it. Didn't come up, like, at all. And I know it's not the seeds, because I managed to get one inside to germinate. I think it was just the temperature. It's a very persnickety plant. Maybe I just had too many monarch caterpillars. Maybe they ate it all and I just never realized. We'll go for butterfly weed this time and see if maybe the variety just didn't agree with it. Ah, mint. Yeah, don't need help with that. My mint has gone wild. Nasturtium, Phoenix and Purple Emperor. They are both left over from last year. I bought them to be aphid traps. The aphids were not interested. They did fine. I never had a bug problem with them. All the bugs seemed to leave them alone. It was ridiculous. I will get the Alaska mix this time. Because you know what? I only have a handful of seeds, the others, and they're pretty. Onions! 1 onion? 2 onions. I have a ton of onions. Like, the amount of seeds I have left of these is ridiculous. Truly ridiculous. And I still have onions outside growing. It's almost negative degrees at night and the onions are still growing. I don't get it. I didn't think these two varieties were that cold hardy, but apparently they are. Oregano. Yeah, this is... I'm not sure how, but it's a perennial in my area. So I don't really have to worry about it. I have a ton of it, and I still have more seeds, but that doesn't matter because I have a ton of it. Parsley. This is my last year with this parsley, and then I'm out of seeds, and we'll have to buy more next year. I grew these peas last year. They were absolutely delicious and did just fine, so they will be grown again. Alright, peppers. These are my favorites, but I also have these, along with some that I have saved from grocery store peppers. These grow fantastic. I've never had a problem. The bugs don't seem to be interested in them, so I get plenty. I couldn't get these to sprout last year, but I think that's just because I had them in too cold of a location and they need to be warmer. But just based on the size of the pepper alone, I think the birds are going to get to them before they're mature. Primroses. I do in fact plan on having these. I've got this cold area down the side of the house that's almost entirely full of shade that I'm hoping they will like. Because right now it's just a patch of bare dirt. Radishes. I have these left. I have never gotten these to actually grow, but I'm gonna finish out the seeds, right? No, I'm inclined to go with these pink ones. I like the color. We'll try these. They're new. Sage. Yeah, perennial. I've got this spread all over the garden. Well, my herb boxes at this point, so I don't really have to worry about sage anymore. And I like the bright purple flowers that this variety has. Savory! I have never actually grown this. No, I have one little plant of it that kind of just sits there. I don't actually know what to, like, cook with it, so I don't grow a lot of it. But I have seeds if I ever, for some reason, want to plant it. My favorite flower, the Snapdragon. I planted these last year, and they are currently growing now in January. I planted them in the spring and they didn't come up. They decided to come up in the fall. I think I was just way too late to plant them. They're not flowering, but they're there. See, that's them right there. I don't think I'm going to get that particular package again, because I like the Bizzare mix more, to be honest. Bushes. I'm going into the summer and fall squashes. So these were the ones I planted last year. I don't actually have seeds for any of them, nor do I plan to. I grow squash about as well as I grow cucumbers. They don't grow, ever. The beetles get to them, and I don't have the patience to chase the beetles off and spend the entire day out there spraying things. I don't want to use actual bug sprays. So there will be no squash from that variety. I am done spending money on the seeds. I did, however, save a whole bunch of spaghetti squash seeds from an actual spaghetti squash I got at the store. And we'll see if those grow. It's free seeds. Not annoyed of when the bugs eat them. But I want to grow sunflowers so badly, but I don't have a place to put them. Alright, you know what? These are pretty. And I do have a back corner I could put them in. I want to pull out, there's like a vine back there that is old and I want to get rid of. So I guess I can shove some of these in there and we'll see how they grow, right? Worst comes to worst, they don't. Sweet potatoes. Look, they actually put them in the book this year. Where are the ones? These are the ones we got last year. Really good. Gonna get them again. I'm not gonna grow normal potatoes because price-wise they just don't make sense. And I'll get an orange one just for the heck of it. Alright, we also got thyme, which I have outside, perennial, in there a couple years now. Tomatoes. Actually, I have those. No, I don't have these ones. I have different ones. I have these three. They're falling all over the place. 1, 2, 3 tomatoes. And I don't need to buy tomatoes because this is a cherry. This is like plum sized. And these ones get huge. So I'm all set with tomato sizes. And they're delicious. All of them. The woolly cates have this really thick skin. It's odd. Makes them really good to slice up and put on things though. So, don't need to worry about tomatoes this year. And I will probably end up getting free tomato seeds because that seems to be a favorite. stick in there. Oh, but I was thinking about getting dwarf tomatoes for inside. My first fall sticker. Possibly to grow over the winter next year. So we can have fresh tomatoes inside. Alright, Vinca. We got these last year to pot for pots. They actually grow really well in pots. So I'm going to do that again. But I'm going to get two. These are summer. That one and that one. You know, I wasn't originally planning on these, but this just looks so pretty. I'm gonna get some yarrow. Zinnias! Yay, my other favorite flower. I'm thinking Persian carpet. Alright, and that is that. Look at all of the things I have sticking out of this book now. And I have two seeds that weren't in there. So I have the Royal Carpet Alyssum, which I usually throw in the front box because it's pretty, and Marjoram, which I don't usually grow, but I have the seeds laying around, so I figured I'd mention them. That's it. That is all of my seeds and all of the things that I plan to plant